Okay, so let's see if we can follow the logic here. So, first of all, a little backstory. There's an endangered species of bird that is in this habitat in Florida. It's called a scrub jay. It's an endangered species, and their numbers have an increase. They're actually just holding steady. So they're not declining, they're not increasing. The numbers are holding steady. And what's happening is that hawks perch themselves in these trees and they swoop down and they eat the scrub jays. So yes, the scrub jays, are nesting in here. They do increase in numbers at times, and at other times hawks prey on them. So it kind of keeps the population balanced. So our local government decided that it was very important that this one particular endangered species, which by the way, the scrub jays are an endangered species, that this one particular endangered species, that their numbers ought to increase. We have to have an increase in this one endangered species. Now, in the process of doing that, it used to be a lot of trees in this area. It used to look like this a little bit more, but they've been in the process of clear cutting, cutting these fresh trees, and they're going in. They're trying to be careful about it, and the reason why they're trying to be careful is because there's other endangered species here, like the gopher turtle. So when they do this, they come in with heavy machinery. They disrupt the soil and the brush here, and when they disrupt the soil, they can collapse the holes that the turtles live in, so thereby endangering another endangered species in the process of trying to save another one or trying to get another one to increase. These right here, these are called longleaf pines, and that is also an endangered species. So they're cutting those down. They're just outright killing an endangered species, disrupting the habitat and threatening another endangered species in the hopes that, the scrub jay, this one other particular endangered species, their numbers increase. Now, that aside, if this was a controlled burn, this would be fine. These trees are actually resistant to small fires. So this oak tree that used to be here would survive, as long as the fire is not too big. It would survive, and it would still continue to provide food for the rabbits, the squirrels, the scrub jays, the turtles, everything else that's here, possums, etc. These pine trees are actually very fire resistant. Um, so naturally, they belong in this kind of habitat. So if you do a prescribed burn, it puts nitrogen back in the soil. It prevents larger fires in the future, and it actually boosts the ecosystem. Their capacity to support wildlife in the long term because you're improving the soil and you're improving the conditions of the ecology. But that's not what they're doing. They're just tearing everything up, clear cutting the trees to, like I said, endangering other species, including some endangered species, in the hopes that one particular species increases their numbers, which, quite frankly, is speculation anyway. I mean, who's to say that hawks don't perch themselves over here or way over there and swoop down and come over here and catch a scrub jay? So this is an example of government central planning, and it's spending a lot of tax dollars to do what? I don't know. I don't know if I can follow the logic here.